Hello everybody and a warm welcome back. Oh, where are we? I just left Aomori, which is one of the most northern parts on the main island of Japan, really, Honshu, it is known as. And I guess we're down somewhere. If we look over towards the Sea of Japan, it would be Akita. Would be over that way. We're at 10,500. I'm using a weather preset. The weather is really not very nice at all. XPlane map enhancement, version 4.0.5 professional. I use the pro version. It gives me access to things like the hybrid map pro, which means it will pick whatever map is best for the region of the world I'm flying in, including in China. And it gives me access to 2 Google servers that are only for pro members that can use, that have, I think, more updated sort of data, if you will, and a bit slightly better color matching. I'm not really a fan of it. I don't think it matches all that well. And there's other ones I get, like the map box, which I can use pro. I can also use Apple Maps. I just installed this. This is Xhangers DHC-4 Caribou. It's only about a $22 aircraft. On the XPlane.org. I got it as a present because I received XPlane .org gift card from Kitster and Cindy as a Christmas present. And speaking of Christmas, I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas. Shall we do my favorite camera? I think so. I always do. I really do. It makes me feel better, and I need to feel better. It is 5 o'clock at night on Boxing Day. I didn't get home from the Christmas party till like 4 o'clock this morning. And boy, oh boy, after getting, I don't know, about 3-4 hours sleep, maybe 5. Oh, I'm just going to say this. Imagine your worst hangover when you were like in college at a frat house. Man, my head was killing me. It's like, David, you're not 18 anymore, bud. Okay? Quit trying to party like one. But I had an absolute blast and a ball. Absolutely fantastic meal. All kinds of homemade baked goods and cock chocolates and stuff. Oh God, it was awesome. So I hope you all had a really good one. I had a really good Christmas. I really enjoyed it. Went to get-togethers on both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, which was lovely. Spending it with family. I enjoyed it. And so, this aircraft, look, it's a $20 aircraft. It's not miracles. The weather radar does function in it. The author has added that in. This is the XPlane 12 version. There's also an XPlane 11 version. I don't know if that one works better. I just don't have the SSD space to still have XPlane 11 installed. Or I would give it a try on XPlane 11 and see what it's like, and just, I don't know, throw some auto ortho. It's XPlane map enhancement. Unless I'm mistaken, is XPlane 12 only. If you do decide to get the pro version like I do, do use my referral code down in the description below. You get yourself an extra 2 weeks or 15 days or so on your subscription if you use it. And so do I, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's still the same price whether you use a referral code or you don't. So, yeah, that's one indirect way of helping support the channel. Or, of course, PayPal, XPlane.org gift card, details are down below, as well as a link to the Discords. And you'll also find, if you click Show More, links to a number of stuff. You should basically have all this stuff in your sim already. This is a new one. I am using the XPlane Nova Weather plugin. All it does is add snow if snow has been in the GFS data, which XPlane for some reason doesn't. XPlane only shows snow if there's snow actually in the METAR. Like you would see snow even on default weather. At Aomori, because it says right in the METAR, snow showers. So, now, we are going to Nagyoa Centrair. That is made by Dark Blue Scenery Design, I believe. What have we got? Temperature 6, dew point, freezing, 1022, which is fine. I'm using a weather preset, so everything is going to be 1013. The aircraft was not having any of the icing and that conditions that were at Aomori. I could not get this thing to climb at all. I did have to set up a sorry about that, my throat. There was a lot of yelling and singing and all that stuff last night. I did have to set up a new profile for my throttle quadrant. Because really the way you steer this aircraft is with alternating prop, like alternating thrust, and using rudder pedals for your brakes. I didn't find nose wheel steering did anything, really. I think that just simply unlocks the nose wheel. I can turn it off probably now for landing. I don't know, I'll leave it on for now. Although it makes me hesitant when it's got red at the top, and it's like, okay. So, thoughts on the aircraft, should you buy it? I don't know. Look, I love old, quirky, different kind of aircraft. You know, this has a whole bunch of military liveries. The Caribou is basically used for the military. So it kind of makes sense. You know, I think I can show you. It's in the... there we are. Hopefully once the holidays are over, this goes away and we just get... I can get the passenger... I chose a passenger variation of the livery, but... best I know, this ramp door does work. No, I'm not opening it, although technically you can. In flight, I believe, they would drop paratroopers out the back. Or cargos, you know, with parachutes on it and such. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep flying and we will see how she goes. I will let you know how she gets along. Like I said, we're cruising along at 10,500 feet. I do have the engines leaned as much as I dare. Ceiling on this aircraft is around 23,000 feet, give or take. It does not support the X Reality, GTN 750 out of the box. However, it does support the, is it TDI? GTN 750. You know, the one that costs like $90? That one's supported. But not the Reality XP. It is not. So it is not turned on because there is no configuration file for it. If somebody knows where there is one, please let me know. I would love to have it. We are on the latest ARAC, which came out on Christmas Day. I did update the ARAC, the nav data for all of my add-ons and aircraft before going to Christmas dinner. So, a flyby for you, and I will bring you back when we're getting ready to go in for a final and land. And I'll give you my thoughts on the aircraft and how she performed during the flight. Thanks for flying along with me. And welcome back, everyone. So the aircraft has performed fine. Like it's, you know, it's very simple. It's following the flight plan. When we depart swing, we will start our top of descent. Doing some mental math, from here to here is around 35 nautical miles at 1,000 feet per minute. I don't need that far. Really, I can be 6,000 or above, and then down to 4. So I'll probably descend around 800 feet per minute once we get to swing. I did put on the terrain radar because there was terrain earlier, and the weather, and it functioned perfectly fine, including moving the tilt and the gain. They worked, which is a nice touch. One thing I have noticed is it's really hard to hear the radio. I tuned the ASUS, but I couldn't hear it really. I had to really struggle. So, you know, now I'm not using this because I put a weather preset in, -14, because I did want to see some snow, and there was some beautiful snow along the way. On the mountaintops and a volcano that's along route. But if we were on live weather, that would be the weather. I just don't want to switch it mid-flight. Just in case XPlane has got other ideas. That's actually reading from NOAA, the National Oceanic and Aviation group, when it comes to aviation and atmospherics. Basically a division of NASA and the National Weather Service kind of thing. They're all sort of interlinked. So yeah, I mean, other than that, everything is performed fine. I did put the yokes back in for now, and I'm going to get ready to go down in 2.3 nautical miles. Cannot get the cylinder or the air, the carb air. I've got the carb heat on, but just cannot get it to come up. EGT is fine. Oil temperatures are fine. Pressures are fine. So not really sure what's going on there. And here we go. So, boom. That should do. And I am going to pull these back a bit. I don't want to overspeed. get you guys in balance as best as possible. I only have a cheap Logitech throttle quadrant, right? So, not the most accurate, you know, in its readings. It's not like it's got Hall effect sensors and all that kind of stuff. Averaged about 194 to 198 ground speed for the whole flight. Seems I planned the fuel fairly good. If I needed to make a diversion over to Osaka International or Kansai International, I could. Which is always a nice thing. I will just keep coming down. Like I said, I want to be here around 6,000. And this seems to be a fairly good. As this does not have a functional, full VNAV sort of capability, I'll leave you there. What heading do I want for the runway? 357. Looks good enough. And I will just increase that just a tick. I want around 900 feet per minute, give or take. We're slightly over speed. This is not a speed demon. The main thing with this is it's meant to get you from point A to B, without issue. In a lot of cases, regardless of weather, the length of the runway, for the most part, and that it can take off on all kinds of surfaces, land on almost everything but water. Put it that way. I wonder if there's a float plane version of this. Again, this is the Xhanger DHC-6 Caribou. DHC-6, DHC-4, something like that. I forget. Did you lock up? You did. Now you're going again. I do not see where there's a tablet or anything. At first I thought it was this. But no. Pitch trims are here. Not that you can really use them. So assign a key. Or use your controller, what have you. It does have retractable gear. Uses the same key. I have no idea where the gear switch is. So I just press G. Like I said, this is a first look. I'll spend some more time with the manual, but for most of today, I've been recovering from Christmas dinner. So anything I would have read, I would have promptly forgot, because the only thing on my mind was, okay, where's my tile? Okay, I don't want that Tylenol bottle more than 1 arm's length away from me all day long. A fun time was had by all. I know I had fun. Destination alternates. Tokyo, Well, yeah, I mean, I guess you could. Because in all honesty, there's a ridge just over here. And that basically is what separates Nagoya from Osaka. So if the weather was too bad here, 10 to 1 it's not going to be really any better. Although, of course, there's much more facilities. But this is a international airport. If you want to fly to like Busan and stuff like that, and fly like Xhanger or something like that, 10 to 1 you're going to fly out of Centrair. Or Fukuoka. And we're going to get ready to level off at 6, and we can lose some speed then as well. I did not see a placard for VREF speeds, and that I'm sure they're in the manual though. It does have a rather nice manual. We can get the landing lights on now. And I'm just looking for other stuff. Oh, where were those boost pumps again? That's the primer. I've got the boost pumps on already, so okay. Okay, I'm a little low, but that's fine. We'll pretend we're VFR. There we go. And that'll go back into the green now. As long as it doesn't get into the red, you should be doing fine. And what is our next speed altitude restriction? Basically 3,500 for the most part. And I will get ready to, the approach is already loaded, but not activated. And we'll just cruise along here at this altitude. So, fly by. It is nice. The weather radar doesn't pop out, but the GPS does, so that's nice. Of course, that is an XPlane thing. Certainly does like to overturn a little bit. However, again, it's like a $20 US aircraft, maybe 23. And as you see, the radar does work, and it's reading those out there. That, I think I've got it set for 40 miles. And 11190, 11190, so those are both in. We will let it fly the approach down. It has the approach capability, so I'm gonna make it do it. And hopefully it comes through beautifully. If not, we'll just hand fly it down. Which will always be fun. And you can just tell by the time it has been a continuous flight, and by the fuel. Planned the fuel okay, probably could have taken just a bit less, but... So we basically have flown half the length, maybe a little over, of the entire main island of Japan, which is Honshu. We've flown half the length of it. And we'll probably land with around 5 tons. So that's in, oh, this one works in pounds, eh? So I'm gonna have to make note of that. Okay, I'll have to change my Simbri profile for, I didn't, it doesn't really have one for the Caribou. So I just kind of went off the Twin Otter, which is a slightly smaller, but I mean, it doesn't have the power and all that kind of stuff of like a Dash 8. You know, like a Q400 or something like that. Maybe a Dash 8 would have worked if it's based on an older one. And I could do that, and then in the Simbri profile just say use pounds. You cannot load a Simbri profile, so do not attempt that. And we're going to go back down, and we'll head to 3,500. And soon we will get ready to activate the approach. See, it really, yeah, like overcompensates. It straightens itself out, but I wish it had 2 of these, and I could have one still showing the map. Again, if you own the TDI GTN 750, it does come with a profile for that, but not the X Reality. If anybody knows a place where the X Reality has someone created a profile and template for the 750 from X Reality, which is by far the most used one in XPlane. I would greatly appreciate a link to it. Thank you. You just post it in my Discord, or send me a DM on Discord. I'm Linux Monster there. The sounds, they have that sort of waterfall effect, if you will. And while it's not overly flashy, or anything of that nature, the autopilot gets the job done. As to whether or not it will get the landing using the ILS done properly, I am not sure, but we will see. So, and now I can get you to come up. No, now you're over. So we're going to go probe into there. I have activated the approach. And we'll get ready to level off at 3,500. Go. Okay, here we go. Mixture full rich. Where are you going to? Yep, Wilbur, that's correct. That's the missed approach. Procedure. Enter. Approach. There's the airport. And Wilbur, we should cross at 3,500, which we are at. Landing lights are on. Boost pumps on. What else? This is kind of handy having this. Carpet I have on. Hydraulic pressures are all good. Landing gear, we can hold off on that for a minute. We do have the, it does have the localizer. And there is our ILS intercept needle. I know it's got a proper name, but you know. Glide slope captured. It might be back a little too far, but that's fine. 500 feet per minute. Gear coming down. And it comes down quick. We will start to slow ourselves down. first level flaps. I'll set some wing views up at some point. I was not going to waste time setting up views for stuff and that if, you know, it just didn't fly well at all. But I mean, it's flown perfectly fine. And we're continuing to slow down nicely. We are not very heavy, so we are in the white arc. Next flaps. I think landing speed was about 85 knots, give or take. And I do have independent throttle set up. I use what I normally would use for my
flaps,
speed brake or
flaps,
prop RPM. The blue handled one, I've got that set as my right prop.
flaps, flaps.
Okay, you really want full flaps, eh? All right. Again, this is a payware airport, so that's a really nice looking ship, you know, for default.
Approaching.
Luckily in
3,
XPlane, we don't
6.
need to use add-ons to add shipping and that. Okay, feet on pedals.
Approaching 3, 6.
And I think that's about enough flap. And it's slowing down nicely. We'll get about 85. That's lovely. It is locked on the localizer, locked on the ILS. It did the approach perfectly fine. You were no longer needed. I mean, for a $20 aircraft, I'm sorry, you can't really ask for much more. I did check, the circuit breakers do not pop out on the back panel or whatever. Says we're a little low, but I'm liking the profile visually, so I am going to take the autopilot off my aircraft.
Long landing, 9,000 feet remaining.
This airport is heavy on frames.
Long landing, 9,000 feet remaining.
Reverse thrust works. Reverser's off. We will take, well, that high-speed off-ramp up ahead. And I am going to say, that was a successful. Well, I can't talk today. I need another Tylenol. Beautiful airport, Nagoya. Lovely city. You ever want to go to it? You can get to it by Shinkansen. If you do that, make sure you get a JR Rail Pass. It's good for unlimited travel for 30 days on all of JR East, JR West, Shinkansen, and everything. Word of warning, you must purchase it before arriving in Japan. So do it like a month in advance before you're going to be leaving. And you'll be good to go. You cannot get one once you have landed. I'm just going to pick a place. I mean, obviously it won't be a place made for an aircraft like this. So thoughts. Obviously, I think texturing could be better. But the other thing to keep in mind, this is a military aircraft. Right, so having it all nice and shiny and glistening and lots of chrome on instead like that's not what the aircraft is made for. I would like to see more functionality added over time. I'd like to see the X-Reality GTN 750 get a native support from the creator of the aircraft itself. Because quite frankly, it is the most used GTN 750 in XPlane. TDI is, I mean, over time will take its place. People seem like, some people like it because it has Navigraph charts built in. I have a year-long premium subscription to Navigraph. I have the charts and that on my phone, on my old Samsung 8-inch tablet. I have the desktop app. I have multiple screens. I don't need Navigraph. And even regardless, Navigraph is in the Avi tab, which by the way is linked in the description down below if you click show more. So you go there, and I am going to cut the fuel. Now, only one thing left I want to test. Cargo Master's thing on. Left ramp, right ramp, left engine cowling, right engine cowling. Survey says the cowlings are open. We got a Christmas house and a trailer for coffee, I guess. And they are down, and the door is open. The engine cowling flaps are open, so those switches are fully functional. That's a little much. Flying canteen. What does it look like at night for it? Give you a chance to see the airport too, really. Go. Nice bright landing lights, which I'm sure that driver, the tug driver, is really happy about. Beacon off, landing lights off. Let's see the nabs and the strobe. Oh, I don't care. Well, we can. Strobes are good. Actually, it looks really nice like that. Cabin is fully interior done. I would like to hear the radios be much louder. Like, put a volume control some in here that actually works. Because I could not get these to come up to be able to listen to them properly. And at first I thought I had the headphone thing in, but this one doesn't use those. So I'm not really sure what is going on there. So that is going to do it for this one. All in all, my opinion on the aircraft. Look, if you like older, more hands-on kind of aircraft to fly, you like these old birds. I have a soft spot for Beechcrafts and de Havillands. Is it worth $23? Only you can decide that. I can't make up your mind on that. I've shown you what it's got, what it does. I've flown it 3/4 of the length of the main island of Honshu in Japan, from basically just south of Hokkaido, like Sapporo, down here to south of Tokyo in Nagoya, and down around Osaka. Without issue, the entire flight. Did the ILS landing and everything perfectly fine. For me personally, I think it was money well spent. But that remains up to you to decide whether or not it suits your needs or not. My name's David. It's been my pleasure to take you on this short first look at the Xhanger Caribou, which is available for sale in the XPlane.org store. I'm not sure if it's on sale or not. I was rather disappointed with the holiday sale on that store. If you enjoyed this video, do leave us a like, a share, subscribe, a comment. Links down below to some of the plugins I used, as well as a link to my Discord, how you can help support the channel. We do not do sponsored content. Everything you see was bought with my own money and viewer donations. And my computer specs are down there as well. Until the next time, I want you to stay safe, be kind to one another, keep the blue side up, have a wonderful new year when it comes, and we will see you in the new year. And keep the blue side up, and I will see you on the rails, in the sky, and on the road. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of the weekend and a new year, and we'll see you again real soon. Thanks for watching. God bless.